Alright, let's move on to the second part, which is the mixtures. Fine. Till now, what we did, like 40 boys are at the average weight of 30 kg is added to 60 boys at the average weight of 40 kg. Find the average. That was what we did in the average part. Fine. Now we are doing mixtures where we don't know in what ratio they are mixed. So let me rephrase the question and say 40 boys. Let me give you another question. 50 kg rice of 20 rupees each is added to X kg rice sold at 50 kg. Fine. So basically some 50 kg rice at the average price of 20 rupees is added to some X kg rice at the average price of X rupees, at the average price of 50 rupees. If I mix them, both of them, and get a mixture which is sold at 40 rupees a kg, find the X quantity. Yes, you can do weighted. Yes, it's same thing. Nothing but same thing. It's weighted only. So 50 into 20 plus some X into 50 divided by total. So 50 plus X is equal to 40 kg. That's the average weight. So I can obviously cross multiply and find the value of X. That is obviously you have in your hand. Fine. To save my time, what I normally do, there's a shortcut for this. I write 20 rupees rice here is added to 50 rupees rice to get 40 wala rice. Yeah. Okay. So look at it. I'm giving you a shortcut for this. Fine. 20 rupees rice and 50 rupees rice, they are mixed to get 40 rupees ka rice. Fine. What is this minus this? 10. This minus this? 20. So the ratio is 1:2. This minus this, this minus this. If 1 wala was 50 kg, how much will be 2 wala? 100 kg. How much time? 20 seconds to solve the question. 100 kg. We are only comparing the things which is given to us as an average. If they were given us the average of weight, then we'll compare the weights. If they were given in kg, 50 kg, 20 kg, 30 kg average, then we'll compare the kgs. But now we are giving the values of rupees. Then we are giving the rupees. जो भी उसने दिया हुआ है, whatever he wants us to compare, we'll compare that value. We will do a few more examples to make you comfortable. ठीक है, 100 rupees वाला rice is added to 30 rupees वाला rice to get a mixture which is sold at 50 rupees. Find the average at which they are mixed. Find the ratio in which they are mixed. Simple. This minus this, कितना है? 50. This minus this is 20. So the ratio is 2:5. Okay, I'm going to give you now 3 questions. Hopefully at the end of these 3 types of questions, you should be able to get everything clear. First type of question, there is a 40 rupees wala rice and quantity is 100 kg is mixed with 10 rupees wala chota rice, whose quantity you have to find. Fine. They are mixed to get a rice which is sold at 30 rupees kg. Fine. So find the ratio in which they are mixed. First question. First question is find the ratio in which they are mixed. Second question is find the quantity X of 10 rupees of rice.
The ratio is 2:1.
Exactly. Ratio is this minus this is 10.
Quantity is half 50. 50, yes. Quantity.
Ratio is what? 20 to 10, which is 2:1 ratio. And quantity is how much? If this is 100 kg, if 2:1 is the ratio, this is 100 kg. This will be half of that, 50 kg. So answer for this is 50 kg. Fine. That was the first type of question, which is simple question we did earlier. Fine. Second type of question. Now I'm trying to complicate situations. Now you are adding alcohol here. Now we are adding alcohol here. 40% alcohol, which is Jack Daniels, okay, is added with beer, which is how much percent? 4% or 6%? Let's try to keep it realistic, 6% beer. Fine. 40% alcohol Jack Daniels is added with 6% beer to get a mixture which is 16%. Okay. By the way, never mix alcohol with your hard drinks with a soft drink, with a beer. Fine. You'll have had a very bad experiences. Don't mix both things. Alright, if I mix them to get 16% alcohol, what is the ratio in which they are mixed? Same thing, in which they are mixed. Percentage, this minus this is 10. This minus this is 24. So 10 is to 24. Or 1 is to 2.4. Okay. If I say Jack Daniel was 100 liter, find this quantity X. 10 is to 24. That's the ratio. If this is 100 liter, how much will be this? 10 times. 10 times. If that is 10 times, that will also become 10 times. Wait. We're doing 2 more questions. Got it? Any doubt so far? Yes? So you can solve any kind of a question now. Okay, let's see. Next question. If I add Jack Daniels, which is 40% alcohol, with water, to get a 30% mixture. Okay. If I add 100 liters of Jack Daniels, which is 40% alcohol, with water, to get 30% mixture, find the quantity of water added. Now this is a typical question where you don't know the second half. What to do? What will you do? This 40% alcohol, basically. Jack Daniels alcohol. So the only thing which is on the board should be alcohol. So 40% alcohol, 30% alcohol. This side is water. Water means how much percent alcohol? Water mein 0%. It's pure water. Water is 0%. 0. This minus this is 30. This minus this is 10. So ratio is to 1. Water mein how much percent is alcohol in water? What I am doing is I am comparing the percentage of alcohol only. In water, alcohol is what? 0%. Beer is given. Obviously, they have to give you something. Na? Last case, the 6% beer, we have to be given something. It's not possible without that. This question is only possible if both the sides are given to you. If they're not given, they might give you something for assumption, like water. Let me finish up this thing, then I'll take on the doubts. Okay. Last type of question, if you are done with this thing. So if 33 is 100 liter, so ये कितना आएगा 33.33. 33%? हाँ. Fine. Last question, which is my favorite question, is milk is added with water to get 80% milk. Milk is added with water to get 80% milk. Find the ratio in which they are mixed.
Milk है कि milk को add करते हैं?
Milk is added with water. Pure milk is added with water. So what we did basically here is that in first case of milk, 80%, sorry 100%, 0%, 80% remaining is milk. So the ratio is 100 minus 80, 20, 0 minus 80, 80, 4:1 ratio. In second case, I have taken where milk is, sorry, the resultant is 20% water. In that case, 0% milk and 100% water, the ratio will become 80:20, 4:1, same ratio. Basically, answers remain same. So it all depends upon what is the resultant you want to find out, whether you want to mix in terms of water or you want to mix in terms of milk. So answer will remain constant both the time.
Sir, we have to find how much water will be added or how much percentage of water, concentration of water will be there. Find water.
You tell me what you have to find.
Quantity.
Here you have to find the quantity or the ratio. Or what? Percentage of milk or percentage of water. Quantity tab aayega if I add here the milk is 100 liter, this is 80 liter. That you get, that's the question. But right now I'm just moving on the concept. So these are the 5 type of question you can expect. First question was very basic question, wherein simple 40, 10, the result is 30. Done. Second is 40%, 6%, gap is 16%. This minus this, this minus this. So ratio is 1. Third comes in terms of water, which we have to assume is 0%. Fourth case, milk and water, 100%, 0%. These are the 4 things you have to take care of when you solve this question. Alright. That was the main thing which I want to make home. The last question for mixtures, and this is the question you can actually expect in the CAT level. It's a little bit tougher than your average question, so let's see if we can solve this question. I mixed 40 kg of 10 rupees quality rice with some kg of 50 rupees rice. If the mixture is sold at 50% loss, at 20 rupees, find the quantity of 50 rupees rice. So let me just rephrase the words. 40 kg of 10 rupees rice, quality rice, I've added with some kg of 50 rupees rice. If the mixture is sold at 50% loss, at 20 rupees, find the quantity of 50 rupees rice. Quantity of 50 rupees rice is a ratio anywhere to find. You have to find the ratio of the things to solve the question. Alright, so the only tricky part here is the 40% 40 kg rice, 10 rupees rice is 40 kg. So we have to find this x kg rice which is sold at 50 rupees. They are mixed in a way such that there is the overall sold at 50% loss at 20 rupees. But the 50% reduce होने के बाद is left is 20. So how much is the total amount? 40. Find 50% reduction. After 50% reduction, this is 20. So 40 is the rice price. So this minus this is 10. This minus this is 30. So ratio is 1:3. If 1 wala is 40 kg, 3 wala will be 120 kg. So answer is 120 kg. Fine. So this is the kind of question you can expect if the mixture is sold at a 50% gain or 50% loss. So if you open up the books, you'll find all these kind of questions which are there. So that is your target. After 50% loss, after the 50% loss is sold at 20 rupees. Fine. The half price is 20. What is the full price? 40. Basically, if I try to make it from a common sense point of view, you mix two things and become such a poor quality that you have to make a loss of 50%. Fine. The cost price to the guy is how much? 50 minus this thing, 40. 40 is the price, he sold it half price, 20. So I mean 100% gain करना पड़ेगा. Fine.
Sir, how to...
So this is the basic difference between the mixtures and averages. Average will be simple like this, 40 and 10, 120 and 50, you have to mix them, find the average. M1 D1, M2 D2 by W1 by W2, M1 plus N2, or mixtures where the average is given. So in short, just write one line, if the average is given, it's mixtures. If the average is not given, then averages. Basically, if you have to find the average, it's average question. If you have to find the mixture, it's a mixture question.